Hey everybody, welcome back to Budget Bushcraft. My name is BK, some people call me Brian. So today I wanted to do a review of a new wood burning stove that you could use an alcohol or an Esbit stove with. Trangia, you can use it as a windscreen. I paid $23 for it and it's pretty cool. Let's go check it out. So this is the Joyoo, I believe that's Joyoo, maybe three O's, I don't know. Titanium stove that I got. This thing is amazing. It's primarily a wood burning stove, but it can be used with the Trangia, like I said, or any of the Esbit tablets. There's 5, 6, 7 pieces to this. You've got 4 sides. I'll show you what those look like here. A ventilated bottom and 2 crossbars for the smaller pots and things. I would suggest, if you're not out in the woods and in the grass and whatnot, that you have something like my tree stand, coffee table, so to speak, to go with that, just so your embers aren't falling all over the ground. Maybe a large piece of heavy-duty aluminum foil would be great for that. But essentially, and I'm not going to put you through the tediousness of all of this, because there's 100 videos of the Lexana or Lexara stoves that are out there as well. This was just a little bit cheaper. But basically, you have a couple of tabs on either side, and you lock them together. And the best part about this is this can be used with 3 or 4 sides. You can actually use this just as a windscreen. Gotta keep in mind which way I'm facing with the camera. And then put like an alcohol stove in here. Or you could put it when it's fully assembled, but I'll show you that here in just a second. Your standard Trangia stove will fit inside of that. And you can put a small gas canister down inside of there, using it again as a windscreen. So this thing is, for 23 bucks, you can't beat it. Alright, we've loaded it up with some sticks. Let's see if this... One of my astringent pads soaked in wax. And a few pine twigs to begin it with. There's plenty of ventilation on either side, as well as air can get underneath it. So let's get this started, let it go for a little while. There's a lot of heat coming off of this already, and most of that is due to that astringent pad and the wax, but it will start this thing in a heartbeat. I'm going to let the major flame of this calm down a little bit. We'll feed some larger sticks into there here. There is a Lexana stove, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, that is approximately the same size. It just has a smaller opening, and it was a little bit more expensive. But you can just simply just keep feeding into the front of this. This is something that I would use in a hammock camping with a tarp over the top of it, in porch mode, because you're not getting a lot of smoke out of this. Obviously, depending on the type of wood that you're using. Most of what I've found is because the river had flooded pretty close up to the property here, and I just picked up everything that was dried out in the last few days. But as far as I can tell right now, this thing's going to do great in that hammock camping environment. If you have a tent, maybe with a vestibule on the front of it, might be a little bit much as far as the smoke, but at this point, this thing would work great even as a heat source. Now, the good thing about this, with the crossbars at the top of it, get my all-in-one cook kit out here. You could put this is the Walmart grease pot, would set on here without the crossbars just fine. A little high for the camera angle. But I also have the Stanley Coke Cup, which is $14, I think, at Walmart. Now that sets across the crossbars just absolutely perfect. And then I have my Luxada titanium cup. So you don't have to worry about the size constraints with the crossbars here. Now obviously it's getting a little bit windy and I'm getting ashes blowing everywhere, but you know, for this particular video, this is exactly what I wanted to show. You've got heat, I mean, and even for like warming your hands, especially in an area where you might have fire restrictions, where you're not allowed to have an open flame. Here in Indiana, this is legal, even if there are fire laws or fire restrictions about having an open flame. It is contained. This is great. You know, I mean, for $23, and you're not breaking the law. If you liked the video, subscribe, like, share. I think it's maybe over here. Hell, I don't know which way my camera's facing. But anyway, become a part of this community, guys. It's the best people I've ever met. Until next time, just remember, spend the time and not the money. Thanks again, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the review. I did want to mention this particular review was sponsored by Hiking Deep. If I get turned right here. What the hell? And if you can see the back of this, thanks for the shirt, guys. Dang, I almost broke my leg again. Just remember, get outside and enjoy nature and what it has to bring for you. And always remember, spend the time and not the money. Thanks, guys. Subscribe. Subscribe? The hell is that?